Welcome everybody back to the Shaving Tolson. This is your one and only host, Tim, and today we are going to be looking at just a regular shave. We're going to take it pretty chill today, going to kind of take it back. So no product reviews today, just going to enjoy talking to you guys, having a little bit of a shave. So without further ado, let's go ahead and showcase what I'm going to be using today. I'm going to be using my Oz Shaving Company glass brush with a Blisson type knot. Thirsty Badger shave bowl has never let me down. I've got a sample pressed in there. Now I am product testing for Black Mountain Shaving. They're going to be releasing a soap, and they sent me 3 different bases that I'm comparing. So that's kind of what we're going to be talking about today is how do I compare soaps? How do I go through the testing phase on soaps? What are some things that I pay attention to when people send me product to try to get feedback on? Really cool sample case. I will say on this one, I really like the design that went into that, the thought that went into that. But this one is base number 2. And I'll say that right off the puck, I really enjoy the scent on this one. Now, I've already had it pre-soaking. So one of the first things that I do, and I hope you guys are having a great weekend, by the way. But one of the things that I do with any one of my soaps is that I always pre-soak. Always. Unless it's a cream, you don't pre-soak creams. But I do pre-soak all of my pucks. Soft, hard pucks, crope-like soaps. Doesn't matter. If it's a soap, I do pre-soak it, bloom it. Part of that is fragrance. I really want that fragrance to come out. I want to see how it blooms into the room. Some of them are a lot more fragrant than others. But another reason is I just want to add a lot of moisture to the soap. And that's an easy way for me to go ahead and do that, to keep all of my soaps on the same level, is to pre-soak them. And I really don't add a lot of water in there, just enough that I can kind of swirl around and get an idea. But what this also allows me to do is test the soap as a pre-shave. And I will say the scent does smell very good. It's not very fragrant. But then again, on these soaps that I do test as far as small samples for upcoming soaps to be released, I don't put much into the fragrance unless I'm asked to. Typically, fragrances are toned down on testers. So that's something to keep in mind if this is something that you ever want to do, is test soaps for Artisans. Usually they'll let you know right off the bat, don't pay too much attention to the fragrance. Some ask you to specifically look into that, but that's just because a lot of these testers are really to test out the base and not so much the scent. So just something to keep in mind. But like I said, I do take the bloom water and use it as a pre-shave. Something that I've always liked to do, even on my full-size soaps. And I will say I really enjoy the fragrance on this one. It's definitely a lighter scent. It smells more summery, less fall. I don't smell any spices or anything in there. It's really nice. There we go. We've used that. Now what I do is I take my brush. Because it's a synthetic, you really don't have to pre-soak them, but I do put it in the water, and I will wring it out where it's just damp now. It's not soaked with water. Then I'll take that, and I start going to work, and I'll add water as needed. You guys can see that's what we're looking at here, and I can tell you that the scent is blooming out a little bit more. I'm getting a little bit more of that fragrance, which is nice. Sorry, I'm also listening to Five Nights at Freddy's gameplay by Markiplier. So, just a typical chill Sunday. Tiff and I are usually on the same page on that. We both like to watch gameplay videos and stuff like that. And I will say, it's not taking much for this to lather. I've not added any additional water in here, and you can already see we're looking at a pretty decent lather here. Again, guys, part of what helps in the lather building process is getting a good bowl, if you like to bowl lather. And you can't go wrong with Thirsty Badger. Can't go wrong. But something else that I do when I'm testing a product is typically I like to test, if I'm comparing bases, I do like to use similar setups. So I like to use the same brush or at least the same kind of knot. And then I do like to use the same bowl to test between different formulations. However, occasionally what I'll do is I'll start diving in with, and that didn't take a lot of water at all. I mean, it literally took like nothing. Just the damp brush. I'm going to add a little bit of water to it though. Just a little bit. Something else I try to test to a certain extent is water threshold. How much water does it need? Does it take a lot of water? Can it take a lot of water before it starts to fall apart? Because you do want to get a lot of that moisture in there, but I really base this on what I see. Does it look dense? Is it looking less airy? Is it to the consistency that I really like it to be at? So just things that I keep in mind, you know? But yeah, that's looking pretty good. So similar to base one that I had tested for Black Mountain, I'm impressed with the look of the lather. This one does seem to be higher volume. The first one that I tested was a lower structure lather, basically meaning it's a little bit, it doesn't go into nice big pillows with the first base that I had. It was very low structure. You didn't see a lot of curves, a lot of volume. Yeah, that feels really nice. And the scent on that is bomb. Again, got soap on my glasses, always a good time. Feels creamy, feels good. I like testing out soap bases because it's kind of like a uncharted territory sort of thing. Not a lot of people have experienced that particular base before it's released to the public, so always fun. But really, the thing with testing that you find is that it can go anywhere. I mean, sometimes you'll experience a soap base that makes your face really tight and dry. Things that you want to be on the lookout for. But things that I look for are stuff like this, where this is the kind of lather I like to see. Nice, dense, thick, creamy. We all have our preferences, so, you know, that's why you have the larger group of testers, is so that you can get a good idea from different skin types what you experience. A good artisan will reach out to several different demographics and groups of people and get honest feedback. But look at that. That lather looks great. I'm real excited about this one. We'll see how it does. Now, I will say, compared to the first one that I did try, this one was a harder soap. The first one that I tried was more of a crope, so it was a lot more soft, a lot easier to scoop out and place in the bowl without it falling apart. Just little things. For the shave today, I'm going to attempt to use my shavette. So, here we go. The thing I like about my shavette is it provides me a lot of that control. Because with a typical straight razor, here, I've actually got one right here, my one by Frank over at Strike Gold Shave. See the amount of blade right there that's going to cover your face, which can be great. But with shavettes, specifically that use a DE blade, you've got that smaller amount of room, so you've got a little bit more control over where it goes. But especially on this phase, what you want to look for is glide. How does that razor glide over your face? Straights and shavettes are great for the testing phase because you want something that's really going to protect your face from these kinds of blades. And is that soap base capable of doing that? Can you make multiple passes after you've removed the lather without irritation or without discomfort? And so far, that feels really good. I mean, my razor's gliding over my face. I don't feel a ton of residual slickness, but typically with residual, if I place a little water on my fingertips, and I apply it on my face, that really helps me understand whether or not there is any, if it's still slick enough. And I do feel that there is slickness there. It's not dry. And honestly, part of the reason why that's important is you're using less product to get the end result. But you're also more comfortable that way too. And this is over 24 hours worth of growth. I did not end up shaving yesterday. I thought I was going to, but ended up not really having the time. And that never really happened. But again, that just gives me an opportunity to really test out a soap. But again, it's a nice change of pace when you get to test out a product. Because normally you're just comparing soaps that have already been on market for a while or a new soap. You're not providing feedback that's going to influence the final product, which is kind of cool. And some guys do testing differently. So some guys create spreadsheets. They have scoring systems. Rudd's has a scoring system that rates different soaps, which is really nice. Eric over at Eric Shaves on Instagram, that's Eric_shaves, has been testing product for Zingari Man. I think he helped contribute in the final product for the Tribe base, the new base from Zingari Man that received really good scores from Rudd's. But he has like a whole system, like an Excel spreadsheet, everything. If you guys missed that live, it was pretty cool to hear him kind of go into detail. And for those of you guys that want a straight razor or shavette shave, if you just swallow, it'll pull your Adam's apple back so you don't have to worry about running over that with your blade. Just a little insider trick that I learned from Evan Lavely, I think, from Facebook. So far I'm getting plenty of glide on this base. Feels really good. I think so far my only feedback would be an increase in residual slickness. We'll see how the post-shave feel is as well, because that's something that I find really important. Though with balms and stuff like that on the market that really up that for you, it kind of depends. Your miles may vary as to whether or not that's something that's really important. Because really sometimes the aftershave product will provide you that post-shave you want. Yeah, so far this has been a very comfortable shave, and that's the thing with shavettes is sometimes they're not as forgiving as straight razors. So sometimes I've always found that it's good to start off with a shavette. If anything, you don't have to put a blade in it. You can kind of get used to angle, and that can get you ready for straights. But you'll often be surprised when you go from shavettes to straights how different that is. That was a really clean shave. That felt really good. I'm just surprised because normally with shavettes, it can be a mixed bag. Sometimes it can be uncomfortable, but I've been shaving a lot more with straights lately, so maybe my technique's improved. And this is just a Parker shavette. Really nice. I like the addition of the wood handle. And again, that's one of my hesitations with shavettes often versus straights is, I want that nice wood or ebony look that you get with straight razors often, especially vintage ones. I also really like tortoiseshell look. You know, a few of them, like Dovos, sometimes you'll find with the tortoiseshell kind of look to it, but that's pretty clean. I think I can find one spot right here that I could follow up on, but other than that, very smooth experience. And see, again, I'm going over spot with no cream, or really not much lather, to see how I'm able to still shave. Some of them you'll start to feel where your blade starts chattering, even with the shavette, where it'll kind of start jumping a little bit, and that's because it's just going over a lot of dry areas, so it's just kind of skipping over your skin. And generally speaking, you do want to pull your skin tight when you're using a shavette or a straight. But again, if I'm not getting any irritation, I'm getting a nice close shave, which that feels incredibly close, then I'm not too worried about it. And with shavettes and straights, I typically don't go against the grain. Now with my WEC straight razor, because that comes with a guard, I can go against the grain and it still feel comfortable. But as my buddy JB stated, there's no real reason to chase after that BBS. Sometimes you become obsessed with it. I think he was at one point. But when you realize, especially someone like me, that I like to shave often, so if I get a little bit of growth and I need to do another shave at the end of the night, I'm fine with that. But this is going to get me through the day perfectly fine. No one's going to come over there and be rubbing my face or anything like that. And even then, I mean, feels good. You guys can see it's nice and clean. I had over 24 hours. My face looks cleaner. I don't look as scruffy. Very pleased with the shave overall. And again, your miles are going to vary when you test out product, but I think you guys, if you do end up doing that, I think it's a lot of fun. That's why product reviews are sometimes a lot of fun. It's because you're testing out product, you're experiencing product, and you're sharing those opinions with everybody to kind of let them know what you think. And I'm always honest in my opinions. I mean, there are things that I prefer that I love because I love the wide range of fragrances. I love some of my go-tos are Sterling, the Holy Black, Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements, because I like the products that they offer. I like the all-encompassing feel that you get with those. Because THB offers beard oil, beard balm, lotion, aftershave, soap, hardware, etc. Same with Sterling. Sterling offers even more, and then PAA offers the same amount of stuff as THB does, and then some. So, again, I just like one-stop shop places. And Yost and I talked about that, but you can see here, no redness, no irritation. Looks good, looks clean. Everything's looking really nice. As you can tell, I did get a haircut recently. But yeah, that's looking really good. So again, to kind of showcase what I used today, Thirsty Badger Shave Bowl. Base number 2 for Black Mountain. Thanks again, buddy, for sending this to me. I love being incorporated on these testers. Again, it's a nice change of pace every once in a while to go away from product reviews and do some testing and share feedback, but this is just a nice shave. It's just a nice Sunday afternoon shave, and I don't have a lot going on. It's a nice chill day, so again, it's always fun to not know what to expect when you're going into it. And again, that's why some of us have a lot of soaps. It's because we just want to test out a couple different things. We want to venture to the unknown, and we hear about a new product on the market. We're like, ooh, what's that going to be like? Is it going to offer me that thing I'm looking for? But kind of showcase. I got my finger a little bit on a blade there for a second. But that's what I have left over. And as you guys can see, I mean, that's a ton of lather. I've got lather for days there. Yeah, I did accidentally slice my finger a little bit on a blade that was just kind of chilling here. Again, that's why you take extra precaution. But, always when you film and you're shaving, it's always like your attention's diverted in a couple different areas. So, that too, But I hope you guys are having a good weekend. Hope you guys enjoyed this nice chill video. I don't feel the need for an aftershave product. I will say that this one left my face feeling pretty good. I don't feel any tautness. I've experienced that with some razors that I've used in the past, or not razor soaps that I've used in the past, where your face gets really tight and dried out. And unfortunately, you have to provide that feedback. You have to let them know, I wasn't a big fan of this product, or etc. I mainly like to feature product on this channel that I really enjoy. But I do occasionally post a product that I found less than a wonderful experience, to say the least. Because, of course, you guys want to know. You don't want to waste your money on a product that is not going to probably get you the best experience. And so far, Base 1 and Base 2, I'm really pleased to see the performance. I do think I prefer Base 2 on this one. I'm going to be testing Base 3 today as well. And I'm going to test all of them together and provide him feedback, which I look forward to doing. But, guys, thanks again for following The Shaving Tolson. Your support and encouragement means the world to me. I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing to the extent that I'm doing it without you guys being there and providing me feedback and encouragement. And you'll always get the haters. Anytime that you post anything public, you've got to open yourself up for scrutiny, and some people will take that to the nth level and, blast you on other pages or do other things. But unfortunately, that's just the name of the game. And as long as you just keep having fun and you do what you do, then don't let them get to you. Post the content that you like, even if you don't feel that it's particularly great. When I first started this channel, my content was kind of meh. But you improve, you find things that you really enjoy, you listen to feedback, you try to implement it, and you have a good time, but don't ever let it get to you, because if I let the negative feedback get to me when I first started, I wouldn't have kept going. But you're always going to get somebody that doesn't post this kind of content saying, why are they doing that, or why are they a fan of this artisan or this product? And I like what I like, and I like to showcase what I like on my channel. So a lot of fun. I love incorporating you guys into it. Thanks again for stopping by on this wonderful Sunday. Talk to you guys later.